There's one number controlling your approvals. Listen, this number determines if you get a yes and if you get a no. This number controls how hard you actually got to work and how much you can actually vacation and live the life you want to live. Listen, this number is the most expensive number in your life. What that number is, that is your credit score. Now, listen, most of the time, people sit around with bad credit because they don't really have a financial understanding of how the credit system actually works. See, today, I'm going to show you how to go from bad credit to $50,000 funded. Listen, this is something that anybody could do, whether you have an LLC or don't have an LLC. If you're somebody that is looking to start a business or build a business and you need the capital to make it happen, this video is going to be beneficial for you because I'm going to show you how to take your personal credit and go and access $50,000. Now, listen, you already have an understanding that your credit score is the most valuable part of this equation. See, you're not able to get funding if you don't have the proper foundation. Now, yes, having an LLC will help you. Yes, having business credit will help you. But the main thing is going to be your personal credit. Now, if you're somebody who have a LLC and you have revenue, we got workarounds for that. Now, if you're somebody that got bad credit and you just can't get funded, listen, I got you. So the first thing that we actually gonna do is get your personal credit together. So if you're somebody who got collections accounts, student loans, charge-offs, repossessions, late payments, if you got anything, you got 60 hard inquiries. Look, I've seen somebody credit profile with 90 hard inquiries. That's a lot of hard inquiries. See, these are things that get you denied when you are applying for funding. So it's a three-step process, and I'm gonna give you the 3 steps on how you're gonna take your credit from where it's at to 700 plus in the next 90 days. See, the first thing that you have to do is delete negative items. Now, if you want to get negative items from your credit profile, you have to have a strategy. You can't just go applying, adding random stuff like, listen, I had a financial situation happen. Listen, I just had a baby. Listen, I bought a new dog. Like banks or the credit agencies don't really care about that when it comes to deleting items. They want to have either some legal reasons on why they should delete this, or they made a mistake, or somebody else made a mistake, but it has to make sense. So to actually get this done, go to the website www.m2phenom.com. See, anybody can use that, create you an account. It has the instructions on how to get your letters done so you can delete these accounts. Now, that's one of the simplest, easiest ways that I can give you on cleaning your credit. You don't have to know any laws like consumer laws, factual disputing. You don't have to know anything about how to form a letter, how to do any of that. The AI will do everything for you. All you have to do is upload your credit report. That's it. So at that point, go to that website and you can upload your credit report. It's going to separate your positive accounts from your negative accounts, and it's going to create letters based on what's negative on your credit profile. So that's how you're going to clean up any negative accounts that you have. See, once you clean up your negative accounts, the second part of the formula is to start to build your credit. Now, something that you're going to do is build and clean at the same time. You don't go about cleaning and then building, or cleaning and cleaning then building, or building then cleaning. You really want to mix them at the same time so that you can get this done faster. Now listen, if you gonna like clean up your credit and you really gonna go and get funded, you want to get it the fastest as possible. Like we don't want to wait a long time to get funded if you can speed up the process. So to speed up the process, literally doing both at the same time. Now, once you've took it depends on what your credit is, but it might take you like 60 to 90 days to get this done. Once you've done that though, once you've cleaned up your credit, you added some, well, you built out your credit profile, whether that's adding positive accounts, adding a trade line, adding anything. And I'm gonna give you actually 5 accounts that you can add so you can build your credit. Because when it comes to building, yes, you're gonna clean up the negatives, but building, you gotta make sure you got at least 5 to 10 positive accounts that's in your name. So that means you gotta get primary accounts and not necessarily be an authorized user. And basically, an authorized user is, let's say you got your grandma, she had good credit for like 20 years, 40 years. Grandma give you a credit card or make you an authorized user, and now you get her credit benefits for the last 20 years. See, the banks, they can see that, so they going to be like, all right, well, this your grandma card, but what you got? So you got to be able to build your own positive accounts. Now, for the personal side, you got to have at least 5. For the business side, you got to have at least 10. So at that point, you're going to want to build up these accounts so you can actually have a structured profile. See, the banks, they don't like fund you based on your credit score. They fund you based on your credit profile. So if your profile not right, then your score not going to be right, and then the bank's not going to fund you. So it all starts out at your profile. When your profile is better, your score is better. When your score is better, you get more funding. So that's how you go up the ladder. So listen, the 5 accounts that you can add today so you can start to build up your credit profile is one, Meet Ava. If you somebody that pay for subscriptions, whether it's Netflix, Amazon, Hulu Plus, Apple Music, whatever it is, get a Meet Ava card and you can pay for your subscriptions using your card. Listen, the next thing you can add is a self account. Self will allow you to add your utilities. So you pay a phone bill every month, you can add that to your credit report. You pay rent every month, you can add this to your credit report. You pay anything, water every single month, you can add that to your credit report. These are things that will help you build up your credit profile over time because you're going to pay these bills anyways. So you might as well get a credit boost for doing that. Now, the next thing, the third account that you can add is Tomo Credit, or it might come up as Tomo Boost. Same company, same thing. With them, you can get up to $100,000 in a business line of credit. So if you're somebody who want an actual credit card that you can leverage, you can go to Tomo Credit and they will give you a credit card that goes up to $100,000. So at that point, you can access a high limit credit card just from there. And it's $700 for a yearly plan. So with that, you pay $700, got access to up to $100,000. What's the limit? It all depends once you sign up with them, but they do have a card that goes up to $100,000. And even if you don't get that one, they have other options where you can get up to $30,000. Literally just paying $80 a month, you'll get up to $30,000. So that's a third account. The fourth account that you can add to your credit profile, you could go with Credit Strong. Credit Strong, they also give you a trade line. Now, this money you cannot access. It's simply a trade line that will add more credit limits to your credit profile. So, Credit Strong, it is, I want to say $80 a month as well, or maybe a little more than that. And you can get a $30,000 trade line. So, when you go to the bank, you can actually get higher limits. Now, cheat code, it's a little tip for people who don't know. When you're going to the bank and you're applying for funding, the banks use something called comparative credit. So let's say if you don't make a whole bunch of money, but you got $20,000, $30,000, or $50,000 in credit limits that's on your credit report, the banks will fund you up to those amounts because it's on your credit report as long as your accounts are in good standing. So if you can see somebody has been managing $50,000 for 2 years, even if it's like a credit builder account or if it's like trade lines or anything, the banks will want to fund you because it's showing that's credit limits. So that means you've been managing that for X, Y, Z amount of time. See, and that's why your credit profile matters because when you know how to build your profile, you can go and get the money you want. So listen, now that we started, and I think it's one more. So the last account that I am going to give you is Kickoff. Now, Kickoff, this is something that anybody can add. The highest plan is $35 a month and they will give you a $3,500 trade line that can go to your credit report. So you get these 5 accounts, and if you want more, simply just find you more accounts. It's all types of accounts. Kovo, you can get dang on. Listen, look for an account. Credit Sesame, it's so many different places. Get you a pledge loan, secured credit card. It's so many options that you could get to build your credit. Simply add more credit accounts in your name. Now listen, we've went over the 2 first steps of the foundation. We went over the negative accounts on your credit profile and how to clean those up, and we went over building your credit. Now the third thing is how you're going to structure your credit to go and get the money. Listen, your actual credit profile have to look a certain way before you go applying. Now, the first thing you have to have is a 680 or better as a credit score. The next thing is zero late payments, zero collection, zero negative accounts. You also need at least 2.5 years or more for your credit age. Personal side, 2.5 years, business credit, 4 years or more. For your credit utilization, 35% or less. The less, the better. So 10% or less is amazing. Anything closer to 35%, you get a lower limit. So get your credit utilization low. Now, hard increase. Don't have a lot of hard inquiries. If you somebody that go to car dealerships to look for a car, do not let the car dealerships run your credit profile because they will give you a lot of hard inquiries. They gonna run your name through like 10, 20, 30 different banks until they could get you a loan. Or if they can't get you a loan, then they just ran your name. You still got denied, didn't get a car. All of that was for nothing. So listen, don't go to credit or don't go to car dealerships because they're going to destroy your credit. I've seen somebody that went to a car dealership that got 90 hard inquiries, and that was across all three credit profiles. I've never seen, well, until then, that was my first time seeing that many hard inquiries on one credit profile. That's kind of crazy. 90 hard inquiries, and then I seen somebody else with 60 hard inquiries. So don't let the car dealerships run your credit. Go to the bank or credit union yourself, get pre-approved for an auto loan, and then you could do an approval and actually like do the application, get the loan, and then go to a car dealership, find out what car you want. Don't tell them you got the loan right off because they're still gonna try to do something so they could get more money. Find out what car you want. Once it comes down to actually like payments, finance, and all of that, then you like, all right, well, listen, I already got my own loan, XYZ, go from there. So that's how you can work around having a lot of hard inquiries. Also, don't go applying for a lot of credit cards and personal loans until you know that you are in position. Now, if you do want to get a ballpark range of what you can get approved for, do pre-approvals because they don't hurt your credit. You won't get a hard inquiry. You can simply go to a credit union like Nassau Credit Union, DCU, like credit, well, Navy Federal. I think Navy Federal offer pre-approvals. If they don't, then simply go to a different credit union and literally see In Touch Credit Union and see what you can actually get pre-approved for. And based on what you get pre-approved for, like how much money it is, what's your approval odds, at that point, then you could go and be like, all right, well, either I want to accept this or I'm gonna wait so I can keep building my credit, XYZ. So boom. Now that is how your credit profile has to look. Those are the main foundations. Your credit score, late payments, negative accounts, credit utilization, credit age, credit accounts, and hard inquiries. Once these are in place, you can go and get up to $50,000 on the personal side. Three banks I already gave you: Nassau, DCU, In Touch Credit Union. You can go to these places and get pre-approved and see what you can actually get. Now, listen, you can also just search up pre-approvals for credit unions in your area. Credit unions, all right, we finna talk about getting a bag now. So credit unions, they will give you higher limits than regular banks because regular banks are more in it for the money. So let's say if you don't have the best credit profile, you gotta chase. You might get it denied than if you went to like a local credit union, or if you went to like Nassau, or if you went to InTouch or DCU or any other of these other credit unions, you would get more money simply because the credit unions are there to benefit their members. So even if you're not a member first, they'll probably still give you a bag so then you can become a member because you got to become a member to get the money. So definitely go to credit unions first and apply for preferably credit cards first and then personal loans. Now, on the business side, listen, you got to make sure your LLC is structured properly. When it comes to your LLC, you have to make sure you got a business address. It could be a virtual address or preferably an actual building that you rented out like an office or however you're going to do that. And you have a business address. You got a business phone number, like a 1-800 number, not your personal phone number. You got a business email. You got everything that makes you look like a big business. You got a website. You got all of these different things. You can even put yourself on list yourself. Basically, that's the website, and then and then list your business on there, or you can put yourself on Google, create your a business account for Google, and promote your business on there as well. So you can have everything set up to look like a big business for when you apply for funding. Now here go the cheat code for LLC owners though. When you have your personal credit structured the way I was talking, I've already gave you, you can leverage that to go and get more money on the business side. So you can essentially get $50,000, which I wouldn't say go crazy on the personal side because then you would have to wait to get money on the business side. So at least get up to $50,000 on the personal side and then go crazy on the business side. Now at that point, you could get 100,000, 250,000, create multiple LLCs, 250 multiple, however you want to do it. Listen, it's a lot of plays that you can actually do to run up a bag leveraging your personal credit. It all starts with your personal credit though. If your personal credit not right, it makes it a lot harder for you to access the money. Now listen, I've gave you step by step on how you can go and clean up your credit, build up your credit, and how to go and get $50,000. So if you got some value from this video, if this was helpful for you, and you are going to go apply this so you can get your first $50,000 to $100,000, listen, give me a follow, like this video, and even comment your thoughts on this video. If you got any questions, leave it in the comments. If you got any concerns, leave it in the comments. And listen, if you want some support and some help on accessing your first $50,000 to $100,000, whether you're a brand new business owner or you just somebody that's looking to get off your 9 to 5 and start a business and you want to get some capital to do it, listen, click the link inside of my bio, complete the job form so we can get on the phone and I can see what you qualify for. Now listen, I will see y'all in the next one.